everybody? Welcome back to another video. So today I'm going to be showing you guys how to make your own sub harness. So you guys don't know what a sub harness is. Well, let's just start off. Like, a lot of these custom harnesses, engine harnesses, already have one built in. So you know the odds of when you get a custom harness like a rod wire or something like that, for instance, a lot of times it already comes in built into it. But if you're running like an 02 to 04 RSX engine harness or an EP3 or anything like that, you will be needing one because it's something that comes separately and it's connected to it. I mean, you can get lucky and score the whole thing. That's the same thing with the charge harness. So today I'm going to be showing you how to make your own out of junkyard parts, pretty much. That's exactly what I did, and I'll show you guys. So as we see down here, this is my engine harness, which is from a 03 Base RSX. I went ahead and salvaged this in the junkyard. I got it for way less than $100. I scored big time on this. Obviously it needed some repairs. For instance, if you have VSS, it zooms in. I didn't want to zoom in, but yep, the VSS, look at that. I don't know, like melted or something, and then all these wires right here were all melted and bind together. So I just fixed it up, and I mean it still works, but yeah, it's all destroyed. Fixed that one up, and then the oil pressure sensor plug was also missing, so I went ahead and plugged one up, soldered one right back up. All my injector plugs were all destroyed. I do have regular RSX connectors or plugs. I ended up putting in some RDX ones that I had spare laying around, just in case if I decide to run RDXs. I already have them in there. And then this one, I'm not too sure what it's for, but it broke, but I know it's obsolete when you're using it on a K-swap. But I found out it's like air assist or something on that weird intake manifold that the Base RSX came with, that plastic thing. But yeah, it's obsolete. I'm not sure if you can use it for anything else, but yeah, this is pretty much obsolete for a K-swap. You don't really need it. And then I'm in the process of connecting this one right here that I'll show you guys. For the mess, but essentially we got right here what we're going to be using. This came out of an Accord, and the way I know is because the plug is black, and this is a 6-pin connector, which we can see on the Base RSX. It has a, let me make sure I don't want to step on it. Where is it? Right here, I believe. Yep, it's an 8-pin connector. So I do have the correct plug, male plug for this. This is a female, to make it work. If not, I could depin it and convert it to a 6-pin. You don't have to. It's up to you, whatever you have. But it's kind of broken here when I pulled it off. But nonetheless, it will still work. I can make that, so make it happen as well. As you can tell here, this is a 6-pin, and then I also pulled from the junkyard the male 8-pin to make it work. So nonetheless, I'll show you guys how to make it work. And then this is the connector that I'm gonna be soldering back into place, pretty much. Boom. And this right here connects to the starter, which is just the male end or the female, however you want to call it, because it does have a little thing inside. And then this goes to the starter. If I can bring a starter, I'll show you guys, that way it's easier. And then back to the sub harness. So alternator, this goes to the knock sensor, and you have to be careful because these wires comes like it's almost like they have like wire inside, like to prevent interfering, because that can mess up the signal to the knock sensor, or get false knock. So it has it like that, so I'm going to leave it like that for right now. And then this is essentially all you need to make your sub harness. I promised you guys I was going to show you. So here we have the alternator. This is just a regular K-series alternator. To be exact, this is probably from TSX, but nonetheless it's the same. It bolts to the front, and then you got the connector at the bottom, as you guys can see right there. Then we have this is right here is from a JDM K24, but nonetheless are pretty much identical. Either you'll have a plug or you'll have this little connector here. They'll look like that. Essentially what you're going to be looking for or doing is, so you have the sub harness here. This will plug right in here. Will plug right in there. this goes to the NOx sensor, which is located at the bottom of the intake manifold in the block. And this one specifically is for like the K24 or the non SI Z3 or the K28 too, because those ones have like the green plug and it's bigger, so you're gonna have to cut it and solder in or get the correct connector. But I always go with this NOx sensor because it's the most common and more affordable one to get. So this will plug right in there. This will follow on to the engine harness, this one right here. And remember, this is a 6-pin. You can also wire in or pin the correct 8 or 6-pin, however you want to. But right here is a 6-pin, and then this goes to a NOx sensor like I was showing you guys. And then what I was talking to you guys about is this plug right here. So this is the one that I have to solder in my engine harness, because this is like the male end. And then this is part of the sub harness as well. This is like the female or male, whatever you want to call it. So these will go together. Boom. And then I have to solder this as well. If you can get the whole piece together, by all means, best for you. The cable is pretty long on some of them, so you're gonna have to cut it, or you're gonna have to like roll it up or something, or zip tie it. And then this is one of the connectors right here that comes like that. This is pretty popular on the RSX and stuff like that. And then essentially this will go right in here. Sorry, I'm trying to do this one hand, just like that. Boom. Like I said, yours might have the plug. Just make sure you source the correct one. It's up to you, whatever you're doing, but you can also pin or wire, whatever. And then this will be just like this, and the rest will be going to the engine harness. Same for this one, will be going to the engine harness, as I was showing you guys for the 8-pin. Be something like this. Boom. But you have to get the correct plug, and that's how it communicates with the rest of the engine harness and stuff like that. So essentially, in a nutshell, this is the sub harness. That's all you need for the sub harness. Charge harness is something completely different. So I'm gonna keep going showing you guys. So what I'm gonna do, because you don't have to, you can just put tape on this and solder the rest and then call it a day, and that's it. You have yourself a working sub harness ready to go for your 02 to 04 RSX Type S. I mean, yeah, Type S or Base or an EP3 engine harness. If I'm forgetting other ones, just make sure to add them up. But you can use this sub harness on any engine harness that you're using that is stock, because stock ones are going to be utilizing a sub harness. Just make sure you got the correct 6 or 8-pin plug, and then the correct plug that you're running for your starter as well. But nonetheless, it's the same connector when it comes to these right here. Pretty identical, pretty the same. So like I said, this black one right here, it's pretty much out of an Accord. The gray one, see if I can find it right here. These are pretty much standard when it comes on the RSX and stuff like that, but I've seen these black ones for some reason a lot on Accords. But yeah, it's all the same pretty much. Alright, so what tools that you're going to be needing. So I got this little matte coat tool set. I'm pretty sure this is probably like a fake one, because it was too cheap. I found it on eBay a long time ago, and this is what Hassport or VTech Academy Brian was using on his video, and I just pretty much follow the same thing. This thing right here, TV pin, is perfect. They're pretty fragile, so just be careful. But I'm going to be using this one right here to the pin and do all my stuff, which I already have handy and accessible. And then if anything, there is a flathead screw as well, which is going to help you. So let's go ahead and get started. Right, so the reason why I'm depinning it is because I'm going to loom it, make it look a little bit nice. Well, not loom it, just put some protective shield or coating on over to make it nice, protected and stuff like that. Oh, I have it in the car, so let's go. There you go, popped out. It's easier using this. I just get scared because I might bend a little tip, which has happened to me before. All you're gonna do is just pop this out, and then make sure you remember the orientation that it goes. Just make sure you remember and then start depinning. What you're gonna do is, so you can see inside, you're gonna pull down here. See that thing? You're gonna get wedged in between. Make sure you're pulling the correct plug so it pulls out. This one's gonna be the green and white. Just like that, boom, and then just repeat for all remaining 3. There you go, plug is out. You can clean it, do whatever you want with it. They do have black ones too, which I've seen, but more common is seeing the green one. And there you go, all the pins out neatly. I'm gonna go ahead and start wrapping this one up, just putting some coating over it. Boom, there you go. So I just went ahead and put some simple little heat shrink over it. This one right here is not too fancy. It doesn't have the glue or the sealant inside, but nonetheless it'll do the job for what I want it. And then I'll go ahead and put this side and then unpin this other side right here, and then go ahead and start looming this side too to meet it, so that way most likely I'll probably leave the knock sensor by like this. I put a little bit of tape here and then call it a day, or just leave it like that because it doesn't really matter. I'm not trying to go for looks, I'm just trying to go for function. But yeah, this is pretty much how it's coming along. Alright, so put loom all back up, well, the heat shrink, sorry, and then I put the plug back on. And then just make sure that you orientate yourself, you pin it the correct way, which I did. I took a little video and then went back, looked at it, and that's how I remember. And then, you know, everything just snaps back into place. Sorry about that. But yeah, go ahead and depin this one up so I can put some heat shrink over it. Same concept. You're just gonna have to find a sweet spot. This one's a little bit harder, but yeah, just find a little sweet spot in it and then go for it. Oh, almost had it. So what I did was I just fished it from the bottom here. Just be careful you don't snap. There you go. Just be careful you don't break it, to be honest. Alright, so let's go ahead and orientate ourselves again. So this is me taking a little video so that way I know where they go. There you go, all pinned back up. I just have to pop this right back in. Boom, there you go, back in there. And this is pretty much how it turned out. Just put some tape here, left this alone. Just put some heat shrink here with some little tubing I had. And then I just put some tape to seal it in the middle. And essentially this is already like way more than 50% done with your sub harness. Sorry about that. So onto the starter solenoid. So I got the male or female, whatever part. I think this is a male, or no, I think this is a female, or the male. Yeah, male. Sorry, male end. Boom, stripped it. Make sure it's equally so you can guys see. And then I got the other connecting portion that goes to the starter. And then nonetheless, I'm just gonna solder them both up. You can butt connect them. I just like solder because it's more of a permanent than temporary solution. And I already got my heat shrink right there, and this one's a good one. These ones have the glue inside, so it's like marine proof, waterproof. And since it's a live wire, that's why I'm choosing that, so that way it is properly coated and insulated. And then all I'm gonna do is just put some tape around it and then just call it a day for this. And then I'm gonna find a way to join it with the remaining portion of the sub harness, and we will be done at this point. So let's go ahead and solder it. This is the best I can do with what I have. I just pretty much use a little soldering, little stick gun, little soldering, and then iron, and then yeah, some little electrical solder with some flux inside of it. Yep, and this is the best I got. We'll go ahead and slide the loom, and then that's it, folks. All done. So went ahead and remove right there, unpinned it, same sequence as the other ones that I was showing you. Pull it out, went ahead, put some little heat shrink in it, and I just taped it right there on the bottom. It doesn't have to be pretty, not going for looks or anything, just function. And then there you go, all done. So this is essentially right here, this is your sub harness. This is what you're going to be needing for an 02 to 04 RSX Type S engine harness, Base or EP3, or any engine harness that you can make work with your swap that you need a sub harness. So yeah, pretty much same thing, just follow this. You know, find out what connector you need, if you need the 6 or the 8 pin plug, and that's it. So there you go, all done. This is your sub harness. This is how you make it. So if you guys find this video informative, educational, please, you know, share it, give it a like, put some comments down below, add to the comments or anything to the video that you guys want to share. Constructive criticism is always welcome here. Feedback is a must, and if you guys want to share stuff to help others, by all means go ahead and do it. But that's going to conclude the video. Thank you guys for watching.